Our tech expert Duncan is joining me in studio, and we are going to talk about all of the technology you need to look out for in 2014. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, it's good to be here.
You're here all day, we know that already.
Yeah, I don't have a life.
But tell me about the technology that we need to keep our eyes on coming up this year.
Right. Whether the technology will be available this year is a little bit up for debate, but there's certainly a big push for wearable technology. Just at the Consumer Electronics Show happening in Las Vegas this week, it ends on Friday, they're talking about sensors, right? For women, sensors on your bra, in your socks, everywhere to monitor your body. So if you are, for example, an elderly patient, you can monitor heart rate, breathing, you can monitor exercise, you can monitor calories burnt. All those really cool things that you thought about, possibly can we do this, is, you know, the technology allows us to do that now. And more importantly, this technology will all be connected to the internet. For example, the internet-connected toothbrush. Serious, that's not, you know, serious.
What is that about?
Well, you brush your teeth and it monitors how well you're brushing your teeth, how much tartar and plaque you're removing, and then you can download that to your smartphone app or to your computer and you can see how well you're doing.
Wow, so realistically, can we expect these things to be on the shelves, let's say, in South Africa?
Right. No.
Okay.
They will become available. There's no doubt that wearable technology will become available. The big issue with wearable technology is they try to avoid the geek factor.
Okay.
Like, would you date a guy who's wearing his Google Glass high up, you know, on his face, and he's got his big old, all these attachments in a moon bag or something?
No, I wouldn't date that guy.
Well, I don't know. Maybe some people would. Maybe other guys would. Who knows? But it certainly is a challenge to make the devices consumer friendly. But wearable technology is going to happen. How big the market will be, we don't know. Companies like Samsung and Sony and Nike have all jumped on wearable technology, watches, for example, because we kind of accept that you can wear a watch, and so that's fine.
What can we expect from, I guess, wearable technology from a watch?
Right, so you already have watches that can measure how fast you walk or how fast you run or how far you cycle and how many calories you burn and what your heart rate might be and what your distance and your route is. And if you go to the Samsung Galaxy Gear, it will tell you when you have a message on your phone if you're too lazy to take out your phone and look at the message yourself. So you have wearable technology already. It suffers a bit because it's expensive now. In South Africa, the Galaxy Gear is about nearly 4,000 Rand, I'm speaking under correction. And two, its functionality is still limited. The Sony watch is quite cool, they've got a lot more apps, but again, functionality is still pretty limited to make it a truly mainstream device, and manufacturers are racing to find the formula so that it will become cool. So that's certainly a technology to look out for.
You mentioned it's quite expensive. Do you foresee people making generic, kind of not name brand versions of the technology we're seeing and selling it cheaper?
Absolutely. There's already a program, we all know about Google Glass, costing, what is it, $1,500.
Yep.
That's pricey. But there's already a company, there's a startup that will release in March this year a dumbed down version, if you will, of Google Glass. It's a camera that you'll mount to any set of specs, and it'll cost 800 Rand. It will do high definition video, it will record the whole day, and you can download your footage, you know. It's not a computer, but you have video blogging, for instance, in high definition. It's going to look great if you go to a concert and you want to share it with your friends.
Well, that's amazing. So that's wearable technology. What else do we have to look out for in 2014?
Right. 3D printing is going to take off. Already 3D printers can be had for about 5,000 Rand, so 400 and some odd dollars, the cheapest 3D printer. And 3D printers are set to revolutionize shopping and the consumer society. Why, if my toothbrush breaks, for instance, I should be able to build myself another one, print out another one instead of going to the shop to buy one. what does that then do to my relationship with how I buy and what I buy? We might see a resurgence of the home industries like we did in the late 19th century, where people were industrious at home and started small businesses with 3D printers. But it definitely, as they become cheaper, you're going to see a much stronger user case scenario for 3D printers.
That blows my mind. So take me through a 3D printer. You basically, well, why don't you just take me through what you would do?
Okay, so a 3D printer is essentially small-scale home manufacturing. It allows you, if you have it, and you have the, of course, cash to buy it, and the materials, you need to have a plan. So the first step is you need to have a plan for whatever you're going to design. And whereas in the past, if you take a normal printer, you would send your document and you click print, and out comes your two-dimensional print.
Yeah.
A 3D printer works exactly the same way. It will print from your plan, but you have a three-dimensional plastic, it'll print in plastic print. And they are pretty useful, so useful that NASA has sent a 3D printer to the International Space Station so that astronauts, if they need a part or a ball bearing or something on the International Space Station, you know, they can't just go outside and hike with a UFO and get a lift back to Cape Canaveral.
Really?
Apparently not. So they can then, on the ISS, they can print out the material they need to do a local fix. Small fixes, they'll be able to do that.
Amazing. So it's two great things to look out for. What's the last one?
Last one is particularly important for developing markets like South Africa. We're looking for 2014, 2015 for the latest, the great universal micropayments application, the one that doesn't even have to be the best one, but it's going to be universal in that it will allow all these payment solutions to talk to each other. So if I have cash in one digital wallet and you've got cash and you have another one, that I can send you money to pay for services, so that you may be able to buy that doll that you see in a flea market in Venda when you have no cash on you, by simply sending a command to the vendor's phone and be able to pay for it instantly. That technology will free up e-commerce and also free up trade in the informal economy. It will release hundreds of millions of US dollars in terms of the amount of trade that happens that is, you know, just bartering essentially.
Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing those with us. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing some of those things on the market. Maybe not this year. If they don't come out this year, next year.
Cross fingers.
Yes.